Lymphedema can be quite traumatic to have. I have a friend with it in her left leg. I exercise a lot. I try not to get infections in my legs. Used to have my legs waxed, don't do that anymore, I just shave. So it's just being aware that it is a risk. When we go on holiday, I make sure that I don't get bitten by mozzies, for example. I don't have pedicures anymore.
Lymphedema following gynecological cancer would be described as swelling or painful lower limbs. This can occur in up to 40% of women who have a gynecological cancer diagnosis. It is most common in the cancers where lymph nodes are removed, so that would be endometrial or uterine cancer, cervical cancer and vulval cancer. Its incidence is increased if you have radiotherapy as well as a lymph node dissection. So the group that are most at risk are those women who have vulval cancer, who have the lymph nodes at the top of their legs removed and have a course of radiotherapy afterwards. Women will often recognise lymphedema themselves first. They may report a swollen leg or a heavy leg. The important thing with lymphedema is early recognition and preventative strategies which women can do themselves. If women do recognise the signs of lymphedema, so a swollen leg or heavy leg, and ask for referral to a specialist lymphedema practitioner, then the problem can be dealt with before it becomes significant and serious and is much more amenable to a good result. The simple things that women can do to reduce their risk of lymphedema are reducing the burden on the lymphatic system, as we call it. So that is doing simple things like using electric razors, not blade razors, so that they don't get additional cuts. If they get an insect bite or a graze, using an antiseptic cream straight away. Wearing clothes and shoes that will not cause friction or cause tightness and constriction around the limb. Not going into hot baths, spas or saunas, whereby that will increase the blood supply to that affected limb. Making sure health professionals don't give you injections in your legs. Not wandering around barefoot in the garden where they might get cuts and grazes. Seeing a podiatrist or a chiropodist to make sure that their toenails and their feet are well looked after, and that they check for things like fungal infections.
So women who have lymphedema, they can find that it has a big impact on their lifestyle and on their ability to work. So I can recall a woman who worked in retail. So you're on your feet all day, every day. She had to stop working because she was unable to stand on her feet all day. A woman who had, for example, a clerical position and was able to sit down and perhaps elevate her legs might not have that same problem. The other big issue with lymphedema is body image. So a woman who is otherwise proud of her appearance may be very badly distressed about the sight of very enlarged legs. She may be reluctant to wear clothes that show off her legs. And no amount of saying to women, don't worry, we don't mind that your legs are big, you're still the same person, we understand it's a medical condition. That doesn't change the fact that women look in the mirror, don't like what they see and feel badly about that. It's a very disabling condition, and I think we can dismiss it a little bit and say, oh, don't worry, that your legs are a little bit swollen and fat looking, that doesn't really matter. But for women tell us that they have quite a dull ache that's persistent, that often doesn't go away, interrupts their sleep. So it's a real heaviness which not only impacts on the way the legs look, but on the way that a woman is able to take part in activities, to even turn over in bed can be difficult for someone who has significant lymphedema.